Nathan is in Houston, Texas. Hi, Nathan. Welcome to the EntreLeadership Podcast.
Hey, Dave. Good to talk to you. I've got a question for you and a bit of a brag story.
Cool.
And I really just appreciate everything you've done. I was fortunate enough to talk to you in the spring of 2009 to do a debt-free screen. But my business, I have a partner, and we are an energy storage development company. We develop, own, and operate battery energy storage projects. So we connect to the power grid, and our lemonade stand makes money by buying power low, selling it high, and providing grid support services. So
wow.
As of today, our firm has 7 full-time employees. We have just under $100 million in projects deployed, and we have 2 joint ventures that really fund and make our projects go around. And so the question is,
how old is this business?
So we both left our jobs in March of last year. And, we have a lot of things that have just kind of worked out really well.
Man,
so,
well done. Proud of you.
Thank you.
You're a stud. That's awesome, man.
Well, you're a stud to take the call and to listen and steward us. And we've been honored to be in this position to steward these resources. One's from a public company, our first joint venture that is the DevCo, or the development company. The OpCo, which, the DevCo delivers projects to, is a fund. This is all public, so I'm comfortable talking about it. But we're really stewarding, we 100% own our company, where most of the businesses in our industry are private equity backed or otherwise. And so we're asking ourselves, should we consider getting an advisory board or something around, given, frankly, all of this stewardship that we're doing? It's really, we're blessed and honored, but it's a little daunting, to be honest with you.
Doesn't hurt anything. There's a lot of upside in having people that have experience and have technical knowledge in those fields, just looking over your shoulder. And, if you paid for them and their wives to go to a nice resort a couple times a year and hang out with you and just look at what you're doing and say, this is what we're doing. What do you see? What do you see? What I would be leery of is I'm not real big on people that haven't done anything giving me advice about doing things. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people that are life coaches that never had a life. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And,
I do.
So I think it's not all life coaches, but I'm just saying some of them are people that didn't make it at anything else, and now they're a life coach, right? And the same thing's true with business consultants. Sometimes business consultant is code for unemployed.
Right. We're thinking of other business owners that we have.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm thinking of. Yeah, if you got somebody that actually has freaking done it, I want their advice. I'm looking for best practices. I'm looking for people who are looking further down the road than me. And I had a friend of mine that was managing a $1 billion fund for a endowment fund for a massive college, and he was a MBA, doctorate in economics from Cambridge and this kind of crap, and so he completely thinks different than me. I'm a hillbilly, and so he's a different dude. And so he came to our business and hung out one day, and he said, look, there's so much entrepreneurial energy in here that you guys are going to do incredible. If you don't learn, this was like 15 or 18 years ago, he kind of made some of the people on my team mad. He said, if y'all don't learn to think strategically as well as tactically, you're not going to make it, because you're only going to go as far as Dave's energy will take you. You got to learn to think strategically. And it was kind of sandpaper a little bit, but it was really good advice because it was accurate, because we were doing everything just raw, bust it, knock it down, tactical, right? And if you don't get above the problem and the opportunity, sometimes you don't see it. So that's an example of someone who's actually doing something. He's not a professor in a classroom who's never made a payroll. I don't give a crap what that guy thinks. Okay.
Right.
But this guy's managing $1 billion fund. He's done startups that were like 80 times larger than our company at that time. And so this is a guy, he thinks at a different plane than I do. I never played on that board before. So that was an example of someone giving us advice that was a doer, not just a theory person. But if you get that, I'm good. Yeah. But beware of consultants that haven't done it.
Understood. Yeah, that's exactly. We're from a fund like that, we are one of their investments. They don't own us. We're not a portfolio company, but they have, we're in the process, and we should be fully deployed on all of that capital by the end of really the first quarter of next year. So
well,
it's just
and if there's somebody in there that can keep from getting their loyalties confused, there's probably some people in there that are serious players in that fund that will see stuff you didn't even know was there.
Yes, sir.
That kind of a guy. Like I've got another buddy that's a venture capitalist, and he buys in, but he mainly buys into situations where he also goes in and sits there and helps them run the company. And he brings he'll take a little startup and bring a lot of wisdom to it and jack it to the moon, help them jack it to the moon, and he gets a piece of it because he's the venture capital in it. So that kind of stuff, that's who you're looking for, is people who have, actual practical hands-on knowledge for advisory. In that case, yes, I would form an advisory board. I don't want them to have, they're an advisory board. They're not a board of directors. They don't have the power to hire and fire people. They're there to give us, knowledge. It's and to do it in a group setting is powerful because they can play off of each other then. And you can actually watch them argue about the advice too. That's healthy sometimes. So I love it. Congratulations, man. Very, very, very well done. Good stuff. You just pulled that off. That's pretty incredible.